All right, guys, welcome to your very first notebook setup. All right, so you're gonna need a composition book. Must be a composition book and not a folder, not a file, a composition book. You're gonna need to keep this very close to you and you need to have it to class every single day. All right, so write your first and your last name, that it's Algebra 1, and you do need to have your period number. Okay, so are you in first period, second period, or such and forth. All right, once you have that down, the first 3 pages, you're gonna count off the first 3 pages. Those are going to be your table of contents. I'm gonna zoom in really quickly. On the very first page, pause this video and go ahead and write down your first unit. So this is what we are going to go through in the first unit. These are the page numbers. Pause the video and write it down. All right, now that you have done that, again, you're gonna count 3 pages, okay, 3 double pages. When you've counted 3 pages, you're going to start every unit with a cover page. A cover page tells you what unit it is and the name of that unit. So unit 1 is linear functions. So that's your cover page. Unit 1, linear functions. All right, after your cover page is going to be what I'm calling double pages, right? So after your cover page is where you're going to put your papers. Now, you have your papers already printed out for the whole unit. What you need to do is go ahead and tear them exactly in half and stick them exactly how I'm going to show you. So before I actually stick them in, I'm just going to show you how to quickly cut paper. Now, you can, of course, use scissors, but it's going to take you a really long time to do so. So to save time, we are going to use a ruler. You're going to take a ruler. You're going to put it in the middle of where you want to cut it. You're going to put pressure on your fingers. So this is my left hand because I'm right-handed. Put pressure on your fingers so that you're applying pressure there. Take the corner, the right-hand corner, pull it towards your left hand, pull it towards the left, and gently pull down. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna keep these pages in order. So that's page 1, page 2. Put them face down on the side. I'm gonna do that again. Again, on the next page, find the middle, apply pressure, pull the paper towards your hand, and gently tear it down. So tear it down. Again, I'm gonna line up the pages, 3 and 4, put them face down so that they stay in order. And I'm just going to repeat this process for all the pages. So once again, find the middle, apply pressure, get the right-hand side corner, pull it towards your other hand, and pull it down gently. Okay, keep the pages in order, so 5 and 6, face down. All right, we're gonna do it again. So on this one, if it's hard to find where the middle of the page is, find the number on the left. So page 7 is over there. So that's the middle right there. Make sure you're not cutting anything that you need. Apply pressure on your left hand. Right hand gets the corner page, pulls it down and to the left gently. Then keep those pages in order for when you're sticking them in. As you get good in this, you'll learn that you don't even have to do 1 page at a time. So I'm going to do these last 2 pages together. As long as they're lined up, you're going to find the page number of the previous page. Line up your ruler, apply pressure, corner. So I'm doing 2 pages at the same time. Corner towards your other hand and gently pull down. All right, then line up the pages, the page number. So this goes 9, 10, 11, 12, face down. Now that I had them all face down, they are in order already. Now what you're gonna do is you're going to glue them in your book. Okay, now when you're gluing them in your book, it'll always be after the cover page, and it's going to be by the title. So you see parent functions, and it says page 1 and 2. So parent functions, page 1 and page 2. Now, I do need to go over how to glue this. When you are gluing, you have 2 options. If you're using my crazy glue, now listen, y'all pay attention. This is real serious. You cannot put a lot. You got to put 4 small dots. See that dot? That's a lot. Quick small dot, small dot, small dot. And then take the glue thing and spread out that small dot. If you put more than this, it's going to get crazy on your book. So 4 small dots. Now, when you glue this, the middle margins are okay, but don't go past this left margin and don't go past this right margin, and you'll see why in a second. So again, glue it away, not past this margin on the left, And when you glue it on this side, now another way you could do this is instead of putting it on the paper, you could kind of estimate it on your book, 4 small dots, which might be a bit faster, and then spread out those dots. And again, you do not want to glue past this margin. This paper cannot be like this. It cannot pass this margin right here. All right, so glue. And now you have it glued in. And you're going to repeat this process for all the pages. So you got parent functions. Next is evaluating functions. It says it's page 3 and page 4. So we're going to turn to the very next page. Page 3 and page 4. All right, evaluating functions. So that's right, page 3 and page 4. Whichever method is fastest for you. So again, 4 small dots, very small dots. Do not put a lot of glue, very little. 4 small dots, then page 3. Do not pass this margin, okay? See this line? Don't glue past that line. These ones in the middle, okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, maybe it's faster to do it that way than on the paper, but whatever your preference is, very little dots, very little dots. And spread them, spread them, spread them, spread them. Okay, you don't need much more than that. This glue is crazy sticky. And again, do not pass this margin. I don't want to see anyone gluing here, and you're going to see why. Stay away from that margin. The ones on the ones here in the middle don't matter. These ones don't matter, but these ones at the end do. All right. Going to the next page, so I'm going to go back to table of contents. I see functions, domain, range, pages 5 and 6. All right, so I'm going to come right here. I'm going to find functions, domain and range, pages 5 and 6. And you can see the page numbers tell you. And again, you're going to glue those in order, page 5 first and then page 6. 4 very small dots. Spread them and glue it. I think doing it in the book is a lot faster. Once again, stay away from this margin. Do not glue past here. I don't want to see any papers like this. You'll have to do it all over again. Okay? So stay away from the margins on the ends. All right, so 4 small dots. Ooh, I almost went over this margin. Stay away from this margin. All right, so again, this one does not matter. Stay away from this one. All right, you're just going to repeat this process until you've done your whole book, your whole unit. Next one is slope from equations, tables, graphs, 2 points, pages 7 and 8. So pages 7 and page 8. Very small dots, nothing crazy. This glue is crazy strong. Do not glue here, okay? Do not pass this line, so do not pass that line. All right, so again, page 8. Once again, do not pass that line. Do not glue right here. It should not pass this line. It's probably faster just to put it on the book, to be honest, at this point. All right. All right, next page. Write in linear equations from tables and graphs, page 9 and page 10. So you're looking for page 9 and page 10. Those go together there. 4 very small dots. Page 9. Do not glue past this line. No papers here. Okay, do not pass this line. Four small dots. Once again, do not pass this line. So it's okay to pass these ones, but don't pass these lines on the sides. Don't pass these lines on the side. All right? Last one, y equals mx plus b, slope intercept versus ax plus by equals c, standard form, pages 11 through 12. All right, so the last one, pages 11 through 12. And I'm gonna do all the dots at the same time because it's just less time consuming. Page 11 through 12. stay away from these lines at the ends. All right, now you've glued in your whole book, and be careful because this is very slippery. All right, once you've glued it, if you made a mistake like I did, just wipe the edges off to make sure the book doesn't stick. So now we have completed gluing it in. In a second, that's going to be completely done. We're going to make what I'm calling tabs, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so what we're gonna do is mark your tabs. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs that we need. I'm going to say, so count 1, mark it there. Then let's count every 5 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines, put a mark on the edge. Zoom in so you can see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put a mark on the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put a mark on the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put a mark on the edge. And it doesn't matter that the bottom it has more or less. Let me make sure this will work. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, perfect. So that's 6 tabs. So once you've marked this, and only after you've marked this, are you going to do the following. So you're going to take your paper and kind of fold it just a little bit so that you can see where it is on the next page. All right, so I'm just going to fold it so I can see that it's right here. So that's my first one. All right, then you're going to take the next page over. So that was my other page. So now I'm on page 4, and I'm going to fold those 2, and I can see that this line is right here. So mark it. That's all you need to do on that page. Take the next page. So now I'm going to be on page 6. All right, I did the second one, so I'm doing the third one. Fold it just a little bit so you can see where it goes, and then line up the marks. Mark it right there. All right, so now it's page 6. I'm gonna go to page 8. So now I'm on this line down here. So fold it just a little bit, just so you can see where it goes. And then put a mark right there, match it up. All right, then I'm on my last one, so I need to go one more page over. So this is gonna be page 10. All right, we're gonna put this last one on there. So again, just fold it just a little bit so you can see and line up. Okay, so it'll be only one line on page 10. And then on page 12, there's no more lines. We're actually done. Now, there's a reason that we've done this. Okay, so now we're actually going to go ahead and do it. You're gonna take some color pencils, whatever you got, and you're gonna go to the very first one. Where you see the mark, you're just gonna mark, you're gonna write down the title, so parent functions, and mark around it. So parent functions. All right, and then what you're going to do, and I'm going to zoom in just so that you can see, is you see this mark? I'm just gonna color pencil around it, and you'll see why in a second. All right, and then I'm just lightly gonna shade it in. Shouldn't take you more than just a couple of seconds, just lightly shade it in. Boom. Okay, then I'm going to turn to the next page over, and notice when I had done this, all right, this tab starts right here, so I'm just going to mark that, actually mark it right there too. Okay, so when I do this, that's where I'm at. Okay, so this goes around from here to here to here to there. Before I shade it in, I'm going to write down the title, which is evaluating functions. Evaluating functions. All right, taking a different color, I'm going to lightly shade that in. All right, so this is what we have so far. So you can see, you can already kind of see that the tabs are coming along. Take a different color, pull this page over. All right, so it starts right here, ends right here. Okay, go ahead and outline that. And Then before I shade it in, I need the title. So after evaluating functions was functions. So functions, domain and range. So go ahead and write that in. Once you've written it in, go ahead and lightly shade it. All right, next one. So again, pick up your page a little bit, squeeze it over so I can see to stop right here. So stopping right here and starting right here. Flip it over. Go ahead and outline it. Before you shade it in, look at what the title is. It's called slope. So we're gonna call this one slope. Lightly shade it in. All right, so again, going to the next one. There we go. Different color. Starts right here, stops right here. All right, before I shade it in, what was after slope? Write in linear equations. Lightly shade it in. All right, and that's the last of the tabs. But actually, what I did forget to do, and we're gonna do it now, we're gonna add a new page, and we're gonna call this review questions. And we'll call that page 13 to 14. So at the end of each unit, we're going to have review questions. Okay, review questions. So going back here, I'm on my last one, which was writing. And this would be my last 2 pages, but I've decided to add one more. So again, fold the paper over just a little bit. All right, and I'm just gonna make this tab all the way to the bottom except this last piece right here. So it starts right here, and I'm gonna end it just right here. All right, so this will be the last one, page 12. All right, so this is y equals mx plus b versus slope, intercept versus standard. So slope, intercept versus standard. Again, shade it in. All right, and then my last one, because I decided to add it at the very end, is going to be review questions. So that's this last piece right here. So when I go to this next page and I fold it over just a little bit, it's gonna start and end. It's gonna start right here where this one ends and finish at the end. So this page right here is going to be review questions. Part's going to be review questions. All right, and that completes the very first unit. So now what you need to do is actually make the tabs. So again, you're more than welcome to use scissors, but you're going to find that what I'm going to show you is going to be a lot faster. Okay, so instead of using scissors, you get used to the ruler, and I can help you with the ruler because we're not gonna be having a lot of time for you to do scissors. All right, take the cover page. Now go slowly on this, okay? Double check if you need to before you cut, because once you cut, you'll have to do the whole thing over. So cover page, you see the margin line right here? You're going to put your ruler across that margin line. And just like when you were cutting the papers, you're gonna apply the pressure, take the right corner, pull it towards you and down. Pull it towards you and down. Just very gently, you don't need to do it very quickly. All right, as soon as you did that, you see what happened? A tab appeared, right? So what you're going to do is turn your book over a little bit, flip over to that tab. At the bottom of the tab, so pick up the next page on this side, line up your ruler right here, apply pressure, pull it towards you, up to the margin. So cut it to the margin, and then all the way down. So again, apply some pressure, right? Pull it towards you and all the way down. And if you do this, if you apply the pressure and you pull it down, it's relatively easy to come off. As soon as you do that, you see what happens? The next one appears. Okay, so if the next one doesn't appear, you've done something wrong. So again, turn your book around, flip it to the next page, the bottom of this tab, pick up your paper from the right, okay, cut across the line, put some pressure to the line, just to the margin line, turn your book back around, grab that little cut piece, line up your margin with the ruler, and then tear it towards your hand all the way down. And you can get a little bit faster with it once you get used to it. Margin next tab appears. You're going to repeat the process. Turn your book, flip the page, come to the bottom of the new tab, cut it to the margin, turn your book around, apply pressure, right hand side to your fingers and all the way down. New one appears. Turn your paper, flip your book, grab it from the bottom, cut it to the margin, apply pressure all the way down. And you can get really fast with this once you kind of get used to the ruler. Turn the page to the margin and all the way down. All right, turn the page. All right, this last one might be a bit tricky. To the margin and all the way down, okay? Now, after you finish cutting it, if you've done this correctly, you should see what appear. All of your titles, okay? So you've got Unit 1, linear functions. We're going to look at parent functions, evaluating functions, functions, domain and range, slope, right and linear inequalities, slope, intercept versus standard, review questions. This way, when you're doing, need to find notes really quickly, you just turn to it. Let's say I'm looking for slope. I take that, I pick it up at slope, turn it over, and what do you see? Slope, okay? So be very careful that when you're labeling it according to the page numbers as well. But if you look at it like this, it should have parent functions, then it should have evaluating functions, functions, domain and range, slope, right and linear inequalities, right and linear equations, slope, intercept versus standard form. And the last one is going to be review questions, which I will give to you. Okay, so that's the end of the unit. So at each unit, that's what we're going to be doing. Table of contents, use the table of contents to create your unit with your tabs. And 3 pages for the table of contents because you'll be using the same book for the year. Okay, definitely come see me if you have any questions.